Okay, now we're going to do some factoring with special cases with common factoring. And I mentioned before, you always want to check to see if you can do some common factoring and then do the special cases, or do whatever. We always check for common first. So if we take a look at this first one, it is a trinomial, and you can factor a 5 out of each of these. So we're going to factor out a common factor of 5 first. So we'll divide each of these by 5, and that leaves me with x squared minus 2x plus 1. Now when you take a look at this, and again I said these were special cases, you can take the square root of the first term, and you take the square root of 1, it's 1. So 5 will go on the outside, and we're going to have the square root of x squared is x. Oh, the square root of 1 is 1, and my middle sign is a negative sign. Now, I'm going to have to write that a little lower. 3x cubed minus 48x. Okay, when you get these, you should multiply it out to check it. I want you to take my word for it. When you do multiply that out, that will give me the x squared minus 2x plus 1. And then when you write that answer, it's 5x minus 1 quantity squared. So you want to make sure that if you get the same thing, you just write it once with a little exponent there. All right, let's look at the second one. 3x to the third minus 48x. They have a common factor of 3x. That's what you can divide out of both of them. So I'm going to do 3x, divide both of them by 3x, and that'll give me x squared minus 16. The x's cancel there. 48 divided by 3 is 16. And then this is the difference of 2 squares. So this is going to be 3x, and then x minus 4, and x plus 4. Because the square root of x squared is x, and the square root of 16 is 4. So the only little trick to these is we just common factor first, then we do the things that we just learned in the last couple of tapes. All right, 2 more examples. I've got a trinomial here, but again, I've got a common factor. I've got something I can divide out of all 3 of them. I can divide a 3x out of all 3 of them. All right, so I've got 3x. So I'll divide each of them by 3x. And that will, 3x cubed divided by 3x is x squared. The 3's cancel. 3 minus 1 is 2. Subtract your exponents, don't forget that. 18 divided by 3, that's 6. X squared divided by x is x. And 27x divided by 3, the x is canceled. 27 divided by 3 is 9. Again, you can take the square root of both the first and the last one. So 3x, since you can do that, it will be the square root of x squared is x, and the square root of 9 is 3. The sign on the middle term is positive, so I'll write a plus. I'll go ahead and write this lower quick. Took a little more space than I thought they would. All right, now you should remultiply this out. Make sure that it gives you the middle term. When you're doing that special case, you want to remultiply it out. Well, then when you write your answer, x plus 3 squared, because you have 2 of them. The last one, the numbers don't have anything in common. There's nothing you can divide out of 4 and divide out of 49. But they both have x's in them. So they do have the variable x in common. So we're going to pull out an x to the third. You just have to remember that you always use the lowest exponent on the variable for variables that are in common. Divide out x to the third out of both of them. And that will give me 4x squared. And let's see, minus, and we'll get 49 because the x to the thirds will cancel there. So now I've got x to the third, and this is a binomial, but it's that difference. You have that minus sign, and you can take the square root of both of them. So let's do that. So it'll be 2x and 2x, and then we use the plus and the minus, and the square root of 49 is 7. So just put some 7's in there. And if you remultiply this out, you will eventually get back up to your original problem. Anyway, a bit more mechanics there. Just wanted you to see some problems where you do some common factoring and then you do the special cases. Good luck.